over the weekend.
Yeah. What was required was just, you know, a dignified approach, you know, whereby the politicians would, you know, express their regrets, express their condolences to the people affected, and would then get on with campaigning in the election. It wasn't an election issue. Where most of us were watching this and seeing a tragedy unfolding in front of our eyes, instead of seeing a tragedy, Boris Johnson saw an opportunity and he went on the offensive. He saw an opportunity to score some points in the election. He immediately said, "Oh, this is Labour's fault. They you know, they allowed this to happen. They had this early release policy and so on." And at that point, it was just, well, I had to say something.
So he went on the offensive.
Yes.
Your son, you've just lost him. I mean, you obviously found it very offensive. You found him very offensive.
I did. There was no reference to us, you know. There was no attempt to contact us and discuss this with us or with anybody else, as far as I know.
Did you have any contact from the Prime Minister, from Number 10, about Jack, about what you'd said about sentencing?
No, never.
Nothing?
Never. The only contact we had was that the police liaison officer said to us, "I've been asked if you would like to meet Priti Patel for her to express her condolences," and we just said no, thank you.
There was a beautiful picture of Jack on the front of all the papers. Really, he was graduating, wasn't he? Lovely picture of him.
Yeah.
And then next to it was obviously the headlines about changing the prison sentencing. That was the article that the Prime Minister had written in the Mail. And how did you feel when you saw your son's picture juxtaposed with that?
Pretty much as you would expect. It just reinforced my views and my feelings about the way in which this situation was being exploited. It just struck me as being crass and insensitive, and as we've already said, Jack would have been extremely upset at the way in which things were developing.
But some people have said that you've also politicised your son's death because you don't like Boris Johnson very much. What do you say to that?
I would say that if anybody has a right to say something about this situation, then it's me and his family. You know, we have lost Jack. Jack can't speak for himself anymore. Had there been no comment in the way that it was made, then I wouldn't have said anything. You know, I would have just carried on grieving and helping to support my family. I think the way that it happened and the fact that it was used in such a political way, and I could see the good work that Jack did and that his colleagues did starting to perhaps unravel. It was important that somebody said something, and that just happened to be me. And obviously my son's been killed. People are going to listen to me.
David.